Well, here it is, people. The day after. The big storm. The panic. The mobs in town the other day. The masses of people rushing to get provisions and supplies. The hype in the media. The big storm. The one that's going to break records for generations to come. Here it is, everybody. I'm about to show you the results of the blizzard to end all blizzards. Prepare yourself. Here it is. I got maybe a half inch of snow in the entire 24-hour period. The hurricane force winds that they first said would be 75 miles an hour and downgraded to 30 were 3.8 according to my weather station. I am very, very happy for that. I am extremely happy that I did not get the hurricane winds, although it would have been great on the wind turbine. I'd love to have seen the power generated, but I was really worried about that. I picked up my solar panels and I swept them all off, but there's not much power being produced at all, so I'm running my Harbor Freight generator and a battery charger while I upload the recent videos and work on the computer a bit, answer some comments. But there it is, the big storm. Well, to give the news and the media credit, I don't know what happened anywhere else, but I do know that the storm parted over my head. The entire storm actually parted in two, just like the parting of the Red Sea in the Bible. My mountain protects me all the time. It's really nice to see that mountain protects me all the time from the worst of all the storms. The worst of the rainstorms, the worst of the hurricanes, the worst of the snowstorms. My mountain is a blessing. It really is a blessing. It protects me. I watched the radar, must have been 100 times yesterday, and that storm was parting in half right around me the entire time. So I'm very thankful. This is a very blessed property, I think. I'm really happy with this property. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. It snowed a little bit this morning, but not much. I think I got a total of an inch accumulation since the blizzard began, and they've lifted the blizzard warnings. They've taken away the wind turbine tower. A lot of people were wondering if it turns, if it's able to spin in circles, and yes it does. You can see it's facing northeast where the wind was coming from last night, although there was not really any wind. I've got here some solar power coming in. We've got 15 volts right now, 250 watts coming in. So I've got my modem on and I've got the computer on and I'm processing some videos right now. Actually, when I'm done processing the video, I'm going to shut off all the power and put this on equalize and try to get some serious power into those forklift batteries. But it's bright and sunny. The sun reflecting off the snow is really good. Actually, 260 watts, 270 watts. It's really good. It's in absorption mode, so it's the batteries are pretty much topped off and taken all they're going to take. The batteries are at 32 degrees and it's 20 degrees out, so the current entering the batteries has caused them to be warmer, which is good, warmer than the outdoor air. I'm going to go out and sweep the solar panels because it has been snowing and it'll probably increase the amount of power I have coming in overall. Well, I went to sweep off the solar panels and the sun is generating enough heat that all of my solar panels are free and clear of any snow. So that's good. So what I'm getting is what I'm getting. The solar, oops, I double bumped that. Solar power output is 269 watts, 270 watts. And that's all I'm going to get. 20 amps, just under 20 amps. So, sorry about the jerkiness there. I was trying to zoom. So that's it for now. About of 800 watts of solar. But again, it is not fully sunny, and the sun is not really cleared to trees. Actually, it's quite hazy. And yeah, that's about it right now. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's about all I'm going to get. I do want to get some solar panels up here against the house really soon. I might work on that in the next couple days here. That's seriously going to help out. When the sun is shining, I've got power. After the sun goes down, I use the Harbor Freight generator, so I don't hurt those batteries. I'm not going to risk hurting the new battery bank. No way. So I'm being very, very careful with this one. Time for my Harbor Freight generator to get a little tune-up. It's been running rough. These little guys, they need some work out of the box anyway. I've got a new spark plug. The other one wasn't bad, but the reason I got a new one is because I've got an NGK screw-on adapter. This actually threads into the spark plug wire, and mine being no good in the first place. See, I've got this. This was a stupid setup. It was actually decaying already, breaking down. Not even a year old, and it was decaying and rotting. It just had a little piece of metal wire jammed in. This tiny little piece of metal wire jammed into the spark plug wire, which is ridiculous. And now what I have is a screw-on end. And from my understanding, I just went to the shop to get this. I went to get my mail. There was supposed to be a package for me, and the mailbox, they what do you call it? They had left me a message saying that they couldn't deliver yesterday due to the mailbox being blocked, which it wasn't. But anyway, so I went to get it, and they're closed for the blizzard today. So somebody wasn't communicating to them that there is no blizzard. Makes me nervous putting in such a long plug. Just want to make sure that doesn't hit the head. I know it's the right size, but it just looks scary long, the length of that plug. Now, this screws on. Oops, that's not necessary. This screws into here. Hopefully giving good connection and good spark. How far does it go? Hopefully we'll have a better spark now on the little Harbor Freight generator. It's not even old. I guess for Harbor Freight generators, this is an oldie. I've had it for a year. But they say if you get a good one, you're hooked up. Looks like I got lucky on this guy. This boot isn't very easy to deal with. Come on now. Now, hopefully I'll have a lot better spark. Well, that sticks out there. I just got to be careful I don't knock that off. It's way larger than the original little garbage plug-in boot. See that? That little thing was all that I had jammed into the original wire. It was ridiculous. And then a little piece of spring inside there. Look, it was already breaking down. Not a year old, and it's already breaking down. Pretty insane. So, let's see if it runs better. It always was rough at starting, so 7-8 pulls is to be expected. We'll come back in a minute and see how it looks. Well, doesn't sound any better to me. This is just a rough running little engine. It sputters a lot. At least I know now it's going to get good spark anyway. So, it was worth a couple dollars investment. Yeah, well, I'll shut it off and I'll really give it a try tonight when I need it. Been shoveling pathways today. The storm we got wasn't really anything to worry about, but I keep my pathways cleared all over the place. I keep a pathway to the RV, over to the truck camper. I keep the pathway out to the chicken coop. See, what I do is I maintain the path, keep my wires uncovered. I maintain the path to the chickens and around to the feed and around to the side so I can feed them. I fed them a little while ago and they're happy as anything now. And then I have a path running because I often run along through here anyway. So I got my own little maze. My own little maze of pathways at the off-grid homestead. Got a path going over to the water tank, then back over. See, depending on which way I'm walking, I cut through different paths, different areas. So, the truck is way out there. That's where it's going to stay for now. There's ice on the slope, so I can't really get up and down into the yard anyway. So that's the way it is. Well, I got a little bit of wood put away for now. Anyway, it's a few days, about a week of burning right there. Now that is the trees that I cut in spring and I cured out behind the gray tent. And it's burning very well. I thought it wasn't cured properly because it's not split and it's not looking, it hasn't changed color and it's not splitting. And it's very heavy. But it's burning very well inside the tiny house, and it's providing a lot of BTUs, which I'm quite impressed. I'll continue burning that stuff. That's all the wood piles that I was cutting and chopping in spring. So it is burning well. It's giving me some nice BTUs. So I'm going to be all right after all. Whenever there's storms like this, or if there would have been a storm, all I have to do is just uncover the wood pile and keep on burning. I was out in the workshop getting some of my PEX materials. I've got some pipe hangers, which I will be using in the tiny house. I didn't open this before in the RV because there was nothing to tie into, but this is definitely going to be good for the tiny house. I've got my PEX crimping pliers. I've got the PEX pipe cutter. I've got some miscellaneous PEX ends and fittings here. Some elbows, some various fittings. There's some clamps left over. Take stock of what I've got here. So you know, I've got the quick disconnects as an option. These are the press in and quick release PEX fittings that I have left over from the RV construction. Got some extra T's, good. Some elbows, gonna need them, definitely gonna need them. Alright, I did buy an extra pack of clamps, which is important. That's good, I got some extra clamps. So, yeah, these are the shark bites. Press in and done. Now, I'm not sure, I know some people use these as permanent connections, but I was told you should not use them as permanent connections. I don't know actually why you wouldn't. So I'm going to take stock of all the equipment I have here and figure out what I need to put together my water system in the tiny house on wheels. Ooh, cat. I've been giving it some thought. I've got the pipe here, and I realize I don't want to have to put together an entire hose, connections and fittings and everything just to see if a certain particular tank is any good. Then again, I guess it doesn't hurt. Well, I'll have to lay the tank on its side to hook up the hose and fittings and everything. But what I want to do right now is wash these tanks. And I was thinking, I wonder if it's worthwhile to go and get a plug just to test the tank. A 1-inch screw-in plug. And what I want to do is I want to take a water tank, clean it, put a couple gallons of water in it, and let it sit. Problem is, it's freezing cold outside, and I'm going to have to do this in the tiny house on wheels without allowing any water to get inside the floor, which would be devastating. Baby, why do you do that? Baby's back, pushing on the camera. So, come here if you want to be in the camera. Come here, right here. Right here. Come here, look at the camera. Yeah, look at the camera, see? There's the camera, and you're not looking at the camera. You know something's going on, you just don't know where the camera's pointing at, do you? Okay, yeah. Have fun. Push the camera away. So, I'm trying to figure out how best to do this with the freezing temperatures outside, because I definitely do not enjoy working with water out in the cold. I want to take a 5-gallon jug down to the creek and get water to mess with. I'm not even going to wash the tanks until I know that they're not going to leak. There's no point in messing around at all. So therefore I'm thinking about getting the pipe plug, the screw-in 1-inch plug, because I don't want to get all the gunk in my new pipes either. So, is it worthwhile or not? I got to figure that out. Well, got some thinking and planning to do for the plumbing for the tiny house on wheels.